Good evening, and welcome to the Town of Surf City monthly town council meeting. It's July, it's summer, and we're all feeling it and loving it, so glad you could be here with us tonight. I'm going to call upon our pastor, Bobby Owens, from the gathering to lead us in our invocation.
All right, let's all join together and just give thanks, all righty? Our Father, we thank you. We give you praise just for the opportunity we have every day to walk and talk with you. And the way I like to put it, we get to hang out with you. And then we come together like this and hang out as a community in the council meeting and all over this community. And we just give you thanks for it all, because right here on this level, we're thankful and grateful for all that we have, the blessings you poured out upon us. And so, God, we want to praise you in this moment. I thank you for our mayor, for our town council, and all our town staff and the folks who work so hard to serve us. We just ask your blessing on them. God, we ask you to meet with us in this time tonight, God, and again, help us to make the priorities that are important to you, and also to take care of our citizens and our community, and God, the resources of this incredible creation that you've given us. And so, God, we give you thanks. We give you praise. Meet with us in this time tonight, and we thank you for it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. At this time, if y'all would please stand. We normally have a child that comes and says our pledge for us, but unfortunately she couldn't be here with us tonight, so Councilman Hugh Cannady will lead us in our pledge.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Mayor, there's an item under your new business section, number 1. It's the NCLM risk review presentation. That's really a better fit to be addressed now rather than in new business. So if you'd like to go ahead and address that matter, we can go ahead with that matter.
That'd be great. If item number 1 that was under new business that we'll go ahead and address now is the North Carolina League of Municipalities review presentation. If you would come forward.
Good evening. It's good to be here. Good to see everybody. This is Joe Graziano from the North Carolina League of Municipalities, and he's here to present our accreditation work from the league. I'll let him take over. Joe?
Thank you, sir. I'd like to thank the mayor and the board for their time tonight in recognizing the Surf City Police Department for completing the risk review. As Chief said, my name is Joe Graziano. I work for the North Carolina League of Municipalities, primarily with all of our public safety departments across the state. For those of you who don't know, the risk review is a comprehensive agency review of over 42 high liability areas to ensure that they adhere to agency or best practices and industry standards. Some of them include pursuit review, and complaint tracking, employment practices, training. The process is an in-depth policy review that happens off-site, an on-site agency assessment, and equipment and facility inspections. And I'm proud to report that the Surf City has once again completed the law enforcement risk review. For those of you that aren't familiar with the league, we represent over 400 municipalities across the state. And to put this into perspective of how important this is for the department, roughly 200 have pledged that they want to complete this process but have not crossed that finish line. Currently, as of today, only 80 have completed it. And to take it one step further, there's only 3 in the state, and Surf City is one of them that have completed it 3 times. So this just shows their commitment to reducing risk and protecting their citizens. So, Chief, I'd like to thank you. Where's he hiding at? Captain Johnson down there for prioritizing this assessment. So your leadership and your willingness to participate in this critical initiative. So we'd like to recognize the Surf City Police Department for completing the law enforcement risk review and proactively serving the community in a professional manner while taking steps to minimize risk to your citizens and officers.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate that. This is a culmination of a lot of hard work, and I'd like to recognize Lieutenant Hauser. He's not in the room, but also Captain Johnson. Their work on this has been instrumental, and this is not just a administration review. This is a review of the whole police department, and every officer had something to do with this accreditation. We worked really hard for this. I'm very proud of this, and thanks, Joe, for being here tonight. And this is just another way that the police department serves our community. Thanks, everybody, for being here.
Thank you. All right, since we went a little bit out of order, I'm going to continue going out of order. Before we get into our adopting of the agenda. So there's a special man in the room tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and call him up front so he can be spot on and everybody can stare at him while I talk about him. So if Mr. David Ward would come up and stand at the mic in front of us for just a minute, maybe 30 minutes.
He's giving you a look.
Don't look so happy.
I know, you're giving us a look.
Yeah.
So the tradition of honoring a hometown hero in our town involves donating a bench each year to recognize individuals who have been prominent members of the Surf City community. This year's recipient is David Ward. He arrived on Topsail Island in 1947 as a child with his father. At that time, the island was primarily occupied by the military, and his father began developing residential lots in 1948, eventually establishing Ward Realty in 1952. Mr. Ward's father also served as Surf City mayor from 1954 to 1955, all while developing over 19 subdivisions on the island. In 1974, Mr. Ward took over the family business and continued the legacy of construction and real estate sales and vacation rentals. He has been actively involved in the Surf City community, serving on the Planning Board, the Topsail Island Shoreline Protection Commission, and the Surf City Shoreline Resiliency Committee. Mr. Ward also made numerous trips to Washington, D.C. to advocate on the town's behalf for the town's beach renourishment project. David Ward has been my friend. He has been a mentor to many people in this town. I am personally very thankful for all that he taught me about beach nourishment since I became on the board in 2017, because I was totally confused. And because we had 3 projects going on at the time, a private project, the state project, and our Army Corps project, which is coming to fruition. I am very thankful for you. I am very thankful to your family and to your coworkers for sharing you with our town. So today, we would like to express our gratitude for your dedication to the town of Surf City's development and your unwavering commitment to this community. We are proud to announce Mr. David Ward as our 2024 Hometown Hero. Now, remember, I only gave him 30 minutes to talk.
Fortunately for everybody in this room, it won't take anything like 2 minutes. I appreciate this honor, and it is an honor. I've always thought of Surf City as really my home, although I live in Wilmington, but it's been my home since I was that high. And I've done a lot in Surf City, for Surf City, but I've only followed in my father's footsteps. He had a vision of what Surf City could be, and I wish he was here 113 years old to see what it looks like now. He would have been extremely proud. I have a great staff at Ward Realty, and I'd like to thank them for their support. And I'll be turning it over shortly, if not today to my son. He deserves it. I know he will do just as good a job, or maybe probably better, factually. But I thank you. This is quite an honor, and I do appreciate it greatly. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Tomorrow night at fireworks, we will also be recognizing Mr. David Ward there as well. So when you see the fireworks go up in the sky, you can say a big woohoo to David Ward. Okay, so moving on, we have a proclamation for the Parks and Recreation this month, and we're going to go ahead and proceed in reading the proclamation. And I think Alicia is going, or John's going to start off reading, and Alicia's going to say a part, and then we'll finish up.
Okay, Parks and Recreation Month. Whereas Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including the town of Surf City. Parks and Recreation promotes health and wellness, improving the physical and mental health of people who live near parks. Whereas Parks and Recreation promotes time spent in nature, which positively impacts mental health by increasing cognitive performance and well-being and alleviating illness such as depression, attention deficit disorder, and Alzheimer's. Whereas Parks and Recreation encourages physical activities by providing space for popular sports, hiking, trails, swimming pools, and many other activities designed to promote active lifestyle. Parks and Recreation is a leading provider of healthy meals, nutrition, services, and education. Alicia?
And whereas Park and Recreation programming and education activities such as out-of-school time programming, youth sports, and environmental education are critical to childhood development, and whereas Parks and Recreation increases a community's economic prosperity through increased property values, expansion of local tax base, increased tourism, the attraction and retention of businesses, and crime reduction, and whereas Parks and Recreation is fundamental to the environmental well-being of our community, and whereas Parks and Recreation is essential and adaptable infrastructure that makes our communities resilient in the face of natural disasters and climate change, and whereas our parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our community and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and recreate outdoors, and
whereas the U.S. House of Representatives has designated July as Park and Recreation Month, and whereas the town of Surf City recognizes the benefits derived from parks and recreation resources. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Teresa B. Batts, the mayor of Surf City, North Carolina, do hereby proclaim July 2024 as Park and Recreation Month, passed, approved, and adopted the second day of July 2024 by the mayor and town council of Surf City, North Carolina. Thank you. So I, over the last couple months, when it came to proclamations that had to do with the departments, I have tried to incorporate the liaison of those committees. So John and Alicia are both liaisons of the Parks and Rec Committee. And with it being the Parks and Recreation Month, we would like to call upon the Parks and Recreation Department, which includes the Park and Recreation Advisory Committee, Promotion, Special Events, Tourism Advisory Committee. I think Jody has a lot of her committees here today, but I'm going to give you a little background about Jody before I begin. Jody Shepard, she is our Park and Recreations Director. Jody's background reflects her strong ties to Onslow County and surrounding Surf City, where she attended Dixon High School. She pursued higher education at ECU, obtaining a degree in recreation and park management. Her career path has been rich and varied, encompassing roles in both private and public sectors within Parks and Recreation. In 2019, Jody transitioned to Surf City, a pivotal moment in her professional journey, later obtaining her national certification, Certified Park and Recreation Professional. Since then, she has collaborated with talented individuals and contributed to numerous achievements within the town and its Park Recreation and Tourism Department. Outside of work, Jody enjoys spending time on the boat and with her husband Andy and their pup Pistol Annie, embracing the coastal lifestyle and traveling. If you would come on up, Jody.
Hello. So I do have a few people with me today. So I have some very instrumental people that have assisted us within the Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Department, as well as staff and advisory committee members. So if I can have all of you come up here, we'd love to see all of your faces. Nope, and advisory committee members. Yep, PSAT and PRAC. So you see all of these people up here. So all of these people are very instrumental in the Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Department. Without each and every one of them, we would not be able to do the things that we do today. So please give all of them a round of applause before we even get started. So as Madam Mayor Batts was saying, Parks and Recreation Month is the month of July. So for us, you're going to join us this month in celebrating Parks and Recreation Month. This July, we are celebrating the people, the spaces, the programs that create a sense of belonging in the town of Surf City. So over our social media, over our website, you're going to see lots of things that are promoting on how we promote within Surf City when it comes to our Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Department. So I have several staff members up here with us today. Not all of our staff are able to be with us. Our facilities are still open to the public, so we still have people who are working those facilities, as well as Parks and Recreation and Tourism. We have people who are working night shifts and day shifts and on the weekends. So you may not realize it, but if you see a few faces, it's probably Parks and Recreation. So with us today, we have Ms. Susan Valiente, who oversees our administration at the community center, as well as many of our memorial bench, picnic table, and several of those programs that we offer throughout the community. We have Miss Lori Howard, who really does everything. She is that friendly face that you see at Surf City Community Center when you come in and when you're registering for things, but she has a wealth of knowledge of what we have to offer in our community. Next, you have Mr. Bob Braxton. He oversees our athletic division. If you didn't notice, we've had an increase in our youth and our adults in our area. So what used to be 700 kids in athletics is now about 1,400 kids in athletics between our youth and our adult programs. So we've always got something going on during the day and the evenings. So you can put your kudos to our athletics department for that. Miss Amanda Heskins. With our special events division. You've seen her a lot around this summer when it comes to our special events, our events that are happening out at the park, and then tomorrow with our 3rd of July fireworks. So lots of fun and exciting things coming through with special events. Mr. Hunter Kossover, he's our recreation program supervisor. He oversees our recreation programs, our wellness division, as well as summer camps. And then beside him is Miss Stephanie Brown, who is our recreation programs coordinator. She's very involved in our youth programs and our summer camps, so if you see her around, please give her a wave. And then today you don't see Miss Tabitha Lanier. She's out on maternity leave, but she's over at our Welcome and Event Center. She's our supervisor over there that oversees that rental facility, as well as several of our part-time staff that weren't able to be with us. But all of these people up here make sure that our department goes around and are very supportive of our community, and I'm very supportive of them. And without them, we would not be able to do the things that we do. So next, I would like to have the opportunity to introduce each one of our committee members. So I'm going to start with our Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee member chair. Mr. Russ Lindsay, and he's going to give a small overview of that advisory board and those committee members.
Thank you very much, Jody. And we've got to recognize Jody, the amazing work she has done this past year. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a park real soon, a recreational facility, right? So thank you so much for that, Jody. Before I start introducing our Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, I'd like to, and by the way, thank you, Madam Mayor and Town Council, for having us here today. There's two people I'd like to recognize before I introduce the rest of the staff here that's worked so hard this past year. Now, Johnny Alexander, I'm not sure if he is here, if he can stand, and I'd like to, or Buddy Fowler. These are past members of the advisory committee I want to recognize. Buddy, could you stand, please, sir? I want to thank you and Johnny. For Buddy, with all his years of service with the Parks and Rec, he also kind of formed me and trained me, and he was very instrumental on me filling the chair position of the Parks and Rec. So I appreciate that so much, Buddy, I sure do. All right, so we all know what's going on here. I'm just going to go ahead and introduce, and since they're all standing, they can raise their hand. First of all, Mr. John Koloski, who is our council liaison, and also
Alicia.
Yeah? She already away. Okay. Thanks, Alicia. Yeah. Thanks, Alicia Hawley. Okay. Now, yeah, and they're a vital part of our monthly meetings that we have. So I'm going to start the introductions with our Madam Vice Chair, Stephanie Jones, Elizabeth Duplago, Kathy Cottrell, Terry Kuta, Donna Martin Lugent, Tracy Williams. There we go. And absent today, who they could not be here, would be Michael Pasquantino. So thank you for that. And this is your Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, folks. We work hard so everybody else can play.
And on this side, we have our Promotion, Special Event, and Tourism Advisory Committee, which is very instrumental in all of our tourism and special event aspects within our department.
Hi, my name is Desiree Taryn. I serve as your chair of your PSEC committee, so I don't have to re-say it all. And then additional, not with me today, is Katie Louder is our vice chair. Go ahead and just kind of go down the line. Meredith Marchant, and I hope I don't mess up these names. And then Amy Shores, and Kimberly Brown, Adam Graves, and then not with us today, in addition, is Hunt Reeve Snyder. I know I was going to mess that one up. And Carrie Ann Brown. So if you ever need an extra, or you ever have an extra hand and want to help out, please let us know. We're always looking for help in all of the events.
And last but not least, I would like to recognize two staff members who have worked extremely hard over the last few months, and I shouldn't say few months, 8 months, to obtain the CDL with passenger endorsement. It's a much longer process than it used to be. But if I can have Hunter Kossover and Stephanie Brown come up, please. I just want to recognize both of these individuals for all of the hard work and effort that's went into obtaining these CDLs and passenger endorsements. These individuals are the reason why we have school bus drivers to be able to get our kids to and from field trips and to and from different programming. So thank you for all your hard work.
All right. Thank you, Jody. Thank you to the Parks and Recreation Department and all the volunteers from all the committees that fall under the Parks and Rec. We definitely appreciate you very much. At this time, we're going to move forward to the Beautification Enhancement Committee Awards. Our chair is not here tonight, but our liaison for that committee, Jeremy Shugarts, is going to present the business of the month and the home of the month.
So we know that the award for the Home of the Month is 4045 4th Street. They're not here today, but on behalf of... Oh, you are? Oh, they told me you weren't coming. I'm excited. I'm going to come around and give this to you. Hold on a second here, okay? Very good.
He's been waiting a long time to get this award.
Okay, I'll talk a little loud. So, on behalf of the mayor and the town council, we'd like, and obviously the city here, we'd like to give you guys for doing such a great job on your yard. The yard of the month, home of the month. Let's give a hand if you guys don't mind. Can you just talk a little bit about your home real quick and what you've done to it, if you don't mind?
We grew here full-time in 2012, and started working just a little bit at a time. Hawley is real famous for going to Lowe's to tell them, "Can't please help y'all." The plants look bad, she carries them home. She does a pretty good job of living, and she cleans everything out. People come by and, "Hey, your yard looks great." I'm just tired of help. I go to work, go plant this, go plant that. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We always appreciate people who take care of their properties.
Yes.
And I actually went in January, February, March, and got my master's gardener.
Phone number again? You can tell me. Okay, let's give it to him one more time. We have the business of the month here also.
Flora and Plant Love.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Flora Plant Love. So on behalf of the mayor and the town council in the city, we'd like to honor you with business of the month. We changed business of the month a little bit ago, about 6 months ago, where it was really just on businesses that were most beautiful. This is beautiful, but also what businesses that enhance our city, help our city, and give back to the city too. So anyway, we'd like to offer Flora Plant Love. What's your name?
Christina.
Christy, you're the owner? Oh, very nice. Christine is the owner. So, Christine, I'd like you to say a couple words, if you don't mind, about your business. Tell us what the heck is this, if you don't mind. We'd like to know that.
So it's a plant store. We specialize in household plants. So, and we also have garden club. We have art classes, and we just open it up to anybody who just wants to enjoy the community. So that's what we do.
And do you have a master gardener there?
No, because I'm the indoor plant person, but I want to get to where you are. So I am working on the outdoor plant stuff, and that's why we started Garden Club. So.
Very good. Well, let's give her a hand again.
All right, now we're going to get down to some business. So at this time, we'll move forward with the adoption of the agenda with an amendment to the agenda, since we went out of order a little bit.
Just that you went out of orders, there'd be a motion to adopt the agenda as previously amended.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, we adopt the agenda as previously amended.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries to adopt the agenda. Moving on to approval of consent agenda, I need a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I need a second to adopt the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion to adopt the consent agenda is approved. Moving next to public comments. We have no one signed up to speak tonight. Okay, and we have no public hearings. We have no old business. Moving right along to new business, the Promenade Out Parcel G Phase 2. And Amy Kimes, our planning director, is going to come up and present the promenade.
Hi. Before you tonight, in your packet is a request for the approval of the site plan associated with Phase 2 of Out Parcel G of the Promenade Development. In June of 2011, the Town Council approved the site plan for Out Parcel G. In the November 2011 timeframe, the site plan was modified. The modification reduced the site from 3 buildings to 2 buildings. The first building was built according to the modified site plan. The Town of Surf City ordinances allow a site plan to be valid for up to 2 years. After 2 years, you have to go back through the TRC process. We have gone through that process, made sure that everything is up to date. The sewer water will be worked out during the building phase. There's a fire hydrant that has to be added during this. The DOT improvements are already in. Our parking spaces are going to be 9 foot by 18 feet, which is the largest that I can make them. The new building is approximately 1,000 square feet larger than the 2011 revised site plan. So any revision this calls to the state stormwater permit, the applicant will complete and provide us prior to completion of construction. The site is accessed right across the road here. As noted above, the council approved the site plan in June of 2011 with modifications made in November of 2011. This phase of the project did not move forward at the time. The project will be reviewed again during the building permit review process, just to make sure that everything is up to date with fire code and utility specifications. They will use the originally approved architectural and landscape plans so that they are consistent with the existing buildings. Staff recommended approval, and then Planning Board heard this item at the June 13th, 2024 meeting and recommended approval as submitted as well. Happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Okay. So this is, this parcel that we're talking about is across the street. It was originally part of the Walmart promenade property that the Afifis were developing.
Yes, ma'am.
No, the Walmart was where the movie theater. This is an out parcel out front next to Allen Walk, where Allen Walk used to be. So this, at this time, I know there were some concerns just from the public and from staff that, as far as like the sinkhole and some of the storm water out front, but it is my understanding that the applicant does understand that he will be repairing the storm water to standards.
So they would have to tie into that stormwater to get the CO. So the that will have to be completed prior to CO of the building.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there is a plan. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Does anyone on council have any questions?
No, I don't.
We don't have any questions. It is requested that the town council consider approval as presented.
I'll make a motion that we accept it as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries to move forward with the promenade.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward, so we are down to the manager's report, which you'll see that the town manager is not here tonight because he is not feeling well. And so when he does not show up, you know that he is sick. He did give me a few notes just to go by as far as some points that he wanted me to point out for his update. The Onzo County utilities, the account conversion has been completed for both the stormwater utility fee as well as the setup for the Onslow portion of our utility service. And he would like to thank everyone for their hard work from the utilities department and the other support staff has been giving him to get this accomplished. The Earl G. and Inez Batts Recreation Complex. The main elements of the new park project are coming along. The parking lot stone base is underway. The required swell along the western portion of the property is now graded. The water and sewer services are being installed. The playground equipment is on site. The skate park work continues, and it looks great. The after-school program. The Surf City after-school program will be offered again this coming year. This popular program was put on halt last year due to shortages in transportation. But thanks to our two Surf City employees that got their CDLs, this has put us back on track. So we, please look forward to receiving a registration so that residents can sign up within the 24 hours in advance. So then moving forward to the multi-use path, staff has received a scope and a fee from the selected consultant to start work on the segment 1 of the Surf City multi-use path. We will bring this to council for their consideration at their July work session. Segment 1 will start near Magnolia Reserve Community and go to the new intersection of Coretta Drive, which will be across the street. Staff continues to coordinate with NCDOT for this project and the R59 project. NCDOT Carbon Reduction Grant is a grant that the town was rewarded in the amount of $80,000 to go towards the purchase of 2 electrical vehicles. These were identified as replacement vehicles for our facilities and grounds department, and the grant will require a $20,000 match. Vitex project, this is something that Mr. Ward knows so much about. The 3 Allentowns received notice from the Division of Water Resources that we were successful in receiving matching grant funds to address the vitex along our coast. Vitex is an invasive species thought to have assisted at one time in stabilization of dunes and beaches. However, this species consumes other beneficial dune planting such as beach grass and sea oats. The 3 towns are working together along with the Topsail Island Shoreline Protection, and will be developing educational information for oceanfront property owners so that they can participate in this program island-wide. And then, as we all know, we're coming up upon Independence Day, and our town will celebrate Independence Day tomorrow on July 3rd at Soundside Park. We are excited for another fun-filled and family-oriented event. If we do not see you tomorrow, please be safe and enjoy the time with your friends and family. Also, be reminded that certain fireworks are illegal in the state of North Carolina. So, don't want anybody to get a ticket. Okay. Okay, we're going to move forward to the town attorney's report.
I have nothing to report, Madam.
He has nothing to report. All right. Who wants to go first as town council? Anybody, any volunteers?
Oh, Hugo. Always go first.
I hope everybody's excited as I am about the 4th of July weekend. It's the first, Memorial Day's the first big weekend, but this is really the first big weekend. This is going to be a good time. I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope we see everyone out at the park. Mr. Ward, congratulations. Honor well deserved. I feel the pride for you. I know your family's very proud. Police Department. I know Mr. Graziano made the presentation. My background's in law enforcement. That accreditation that these guys received is a really big deal. And I don't know if you picked up on it, but when Mr. Graziano mentioned it, only 3 out of 200 have only done it in 3 times, and a lot of people apply, but they don't complete it. It's because it's not easy. And a lot of departments don't take the time to dot all the I's. This is a statewide best practices. This is the formula that means you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and these guys have done it. So if I feel pride for them, because I know these guys personally for many years, and I hope you guys do too, because it's a really big deal. It may not have seemed like it, or it should have, but it was kind of a presentation here, that one was a big one. I just want to make sure everybody knows that. And again, happy 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody has a great time, and I hope all goes well at the fireworks tomorrow night. Thank you.
Hello. Anyway. So a couple things. I want to acknowledge, if you could stand for me, Brent, real quick. Brent is Pender County Commissioner-elect. No one's running against him, so he will get that seat automatically in the November election. So I want to give him a hand for coming out to us today, okay? It's super important that we have representation from the county, and that's one thing that I know the mayor and myself are working on, getting commissioners to come out here and be a part of what we're doing. I'd like to see them to start giving us some updates on how they're going to be helping us moving forward. Would you agree? That'd be great, okay? Second thing is, Mr. Ward, when I hear 1952, I can't comprehend. And, you know, so when you hear those numbers, those statistics, it's pretty, what was it? Yeah, that's even worse. No. So anyway, I just want to say, I mean, it's fantastic. It's quite unique for us to sit here and hear that people have been around that long in this wonderful city. Okay? And they're still here. And they're contributing. Okay? Next thing is Pastor Owings. You know, you've been sending all your associate pastors. It's nice you finally get out and give the prayer. Really, I'm glad you're here. And I want to give a shout out. I'd like to do a shout out to David Price. I usually hit everybody else, but David, as a citizen, I just want to say, you know, for example, when it comes to water issues, how on top of things you are. And then when it goes to business, as a business owner, like with garbage, how on top of things you are. And then as an elected official, when we request something, how on top of things you are in your department. So I appreciate that. We are lucky to have somebody like David on top of things for us here in that division with utilities. So let's give David a hand if you don't mind. I think it's important for sure. And last thing is traffic is going to be a concern this weekend, right? Listen, okay? I know people have been concerned about it, okay? I believe that I think traffic's been a lot better lately, and I think that one of the things is we can only expect what we can expect. So if you live on South Shore Drive, there's going to be a lot of traffic, so plan accordingly. That's what I can say. I'm just being honest with you. So we're doing everything we can do on our end, and the chief's working hard on that. So anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Ms. Trudy?
Yeah, I was going to go last. I said, when you go last, everybody's already said everything. But anyway, I do want to reiterate a couple of things. Obviously, the 4th of July is a great time for our town. I think we do a great job at it. People do ask me, why do we do it on the 3rd? And I had that question, but we have a lot of respect for our town employees, and they have the day off, and I think that is something attributed to being in a small town and respecting those neighbors and friends of ours who work in the offices here at Town Hall every day and other offices connected to the town. And so I think it's fabulous that we actually do all of the festivities on the 3rd, so we can, some of those people who work so hard can kick back and relax a little bit on the 4th. I do look forward to those activities and events, the big event tomorrow night. I know it's been, a lot of work has gone into it, and I appreciate that all the Parks and Rec people showed up tonight. You guys do everything. It just seems you do everything. There are so many great events. They're posted on our new sign out by the roundabout, and I just hear a lot of good things about it. So I hear nothing but good. So I definitely wanted to comment on that. I was glad we do another small town thing that was this just warms my heart, is doing a Hometown Hero Award. So I'm glad that we recognize that tradition still. We started it a few years back, and I'm glad that we're continuing that and being personal and recognizing someone who has been here forever, but you don't have to be here forever to contribute to the town. And I'm thankful for the other people who have moved here since then and show up and ask good questions and try to do good things for the town. It takes all of us. And that goes to even the beautification awards. So thank you for those people who work to keep their property lovely and the businesses and stuff too. And as a reminder of that, we're always taking nominations for that. And if there's a neighbor or a business that you wanted to have recognized like that, please submit that. We would love to hear that too. So thank you.
Thank you. John?
Yes. Mr. Ward, congratulations. You've been here since there was probably tents on this island, I guess. But anyway, congratulations on all your achievements and all the stuff that you do. I'd like to recognize, again, the Parks and Rec Department. I got involved with Parks and Rec when I first moved here, and I've been around for a while doing that, but I'm glad to see that we have a good assortment of people that come out and work their butts off to do it. As far as PSET goes, that's a new committee. They're going to be making milestones on that, and congratulations for that. As far as our workers go, that's nothing to be said that they aren't the greatest. But anyway, 4th of July, everybody be safe, be careful. Come on out and hear Carl Newton's review. They're real good, a lot of good music, a lot of different music, but it'll be great, and everybody behave yourselves and abide by the laws here. So our police department, they got enough things to handle. They don't want to be chasing up and down streets. But anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you. Alicia?
I'm excited about tomorrow and the fireworks. And I was just going to say, you know, Desiree mentioned like a lot of the things that we do require volunteer support. So if you want to get your name on a bench like Mr. Ward one day, you can always start off by volunteering at one of these awesome events that we do. It's a good way to get your foot in the door. And I think we're blessed to have so many people that volunteer on all the committees in the town, and there's lots of beautiful things that we get to do, and everybody has a good sense of camaraderie through all of that, and it's a really wonderful thing. So I'd invite anybody to get out and get involved and come be a part of what we all call home. So happy 4th of July.
Thank you. So I think it pretty much sounds like everyone in this room loves Surf City. You live here, you work here, you play here, you volunteer here, so we are extremely thankful for all of our residents, our visitors, and our town employees. All of our town employees, I could go down every department, and I wouldn't want to leave anyone out because every department works so very hard at doing the best that they can for the town of Surf City. Over the last month, I know there's been some challenges, like the fire department put out a fire that could have spread very quickly. However, their actions with the support of other agencies had everything under control, and there was very little damage to any of the other residents around them. An incident with the involving the police department a couple weeks ago. Our police department responded very quickly, again with other agencies, had the incident under control very quickly. No one, what could have turned into a really bad incident was pretty much saved by our police department along with our emergency management policies that we have in place. So we are very, very thankful to have a fire department and a police department and other departments that are very well trained in their positions that they have and know how to move forward in critical situations. So again, be safe over the weekend, be patient. Yeah, just be patient. That's what I would say. Be patient over the last couple of days. If y'all would stick around and you want to get some pictures with our hometown hero, he'll probably only charge us $5 per picture if we're lucky. So
Cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
If I could have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Favor say aye.
Aye.
All those the same opposed. Motion carries. Thank you.